Turning now to the specific issue of property being bought up across London in particular. You go around London, there are properties that just stand empty and they're just going up in value. How can Labour tackle that problem in particular to ensure that our homeless, first-time buyers can get on the housing property ladder instead of having these properties just standing empty?
Yeah, well, the problem of tenure and the problem of who is buying and for what reason is a relatively new one, and it's not just limited to London, but it's a particular London problem. It needs a particular London solution. Now, part of it is what Sadiq Khan, the Mayor, has said, which is you have to have what Boris Johnson did not say you had to have, which is a sizable percentage, minimum 35, preferably 50%, of genuinely affordable housing in any one scheme. You have to try and diminish, even within the 50+% that is market housing, the opportunity for it to be used by developers to sell what are called safety deposit flats, i.e. flats that are sold abroad for investment or to squirrel money away, perhaps dirty money, which are never used at all, by making sure that options go first to buyers who are going to use them in that way. Actually, part of the solution is happening now because that market is collapsing. The sales in that market are at an all-time low, and in new developments they're selling perhaps 1 or 2 flats a month. Now that's a problem for the developer. How that's going to be resolved, I don't know, but we already have the problem of the wrong type of accommodation being built. Lots of small, very expensive, high-rise 1 and 2 bedroom flats are not meeting the demands of Londoners. So yes, again, there are solutions, but they need to be implemented quickly.
Turning now to the Labour Party, what would you say is Labour's biggest problem today?
I think that the Labour Party, the first problem is being honest about the fact that we are not in a good place now, and that has come about by a series of events, some of which have been without our control, some of which have been within our control. So I think you have to first of all analyse the situation as it is, and the problem really is that we are not relevant to a large part of the people we would expect to be voting for us. It's not universally true, obviously, and in some parts of the country, London's a good example, we are still doing very well. But it's clear, and we may see this in some of the election results coming up, particularly in the spring with the local results, that people are not making that link. And that's a fundamental problem for a political party, because the brand loyalty has gone to all parties now. You have to be selling something to people that they want to buy. Now, I can give you my ideas on what I think that should be, but other people's ideas might be more relevant than mine. But in the end, we have to make that connection with our electorate, which, like any other electorate for any other major party, is a coalition of interests. So it's not an easy thing to do, but if you lose that connection with your core electorate, then you clearly are in a bad place.
A lot of people are saying now that the traditional alliance between our working class and our middle class voters is breaking down. What does this mean for the party, and how can we reconcile it?
Well, I don't think that is necessarily a fatal problem. As I've said, all parties are a coalition of interests, and the Labour Party, when it was formed, was a coalition between trade union movement, parts of the working class, socialist intellectuals, and they've all rubbed along together pretty well. And within the party structure, within the membership is at an all-time high. That still works. This issue of relevance is as relevant wherever you come along that spectrum. There are some issues on social justice and on fairness on which that whole coalition will be together, and there are some where you have to appeal to certain, either in a regional way or on a basis of class, on the basis of a background. You have to be offering something that way. In that sense, all manifestos are a shopping basket, which some people, nobody's going to buy into all of it. I don't see that as the primary problem that you have a coalition of disparate interests. It will be amazing if you could win an election in this country without doing that. It's how you both have those underlying themes that appeal generally across the board, which is true on the left or on the right, different themes, but also how you can appeal to those core elements within your support.